Why it is difficult to do remedies, or what are the problems you encounter in selling the house or buying the house. The remedies for selling or buying the house is very easy. From Mars, you take the fourth lord, you try to do the remedies for that, it will be very easy across. The problem which comes about is, first problem people encounter is mental confusion. Many people feel the fixed asset is a very important thing in their life and they don't want to sell it. They want to sell it only if they are in dire straits or if they are into extreme problem across. So therefore, this is the first problem as far as money and money matters are concerned. That is, the house and the house matter, whether they should sell the property or not sell the property, that is the confusion. The second confusion which comes about is getting the permission of everybody. For example, there was a lady who was a widow who died and who wrote the will of all the property towards the children. But out of the 3 children, 2 children wanted to sell that property, but there is one more person who was not willing to give the permission or give the consent for selling the property. He feels that it was not the right time to sell the property. So this is the second confusion when it comes to the property. That is, all of them put together, all of them do together, they don't do it across as a person. The third most important thing in the entire thing is, now people do not try to know the price. People have astronomical price difference from the market. For example, the property market is coming down as a person. So when the property market is coming down as a person, now people try to sell it overboard. They try to say they want so many lakhs, they want so many things, which the most of the time the brokers, when they sell the property, they undervalue it to an extent, and when somebody is willing to buy the property, they exaggerate it across. So this is the third problem. One should be willing to fix the price properly, for which there is a lot of mental confusion with regard to the property. So these are things which has to get sorted out with or without the remedial measure. The many people have a problem of communication itself. There is a lady who asked, will I get my ancestor property? I said, it looks like less of a chance. The point is, she has a brother who is in a village. She will never communicate it to her brother, and the brother will have to understand and try to give her as a person about it. She will not go directly ask about the property because she might feel, the brother might feel offended about it. So in property and property matters, people do not take fast decision. They take a lot of time to make a decision. They take a lot of time to reflect upon the decision and to go ahead about it. The opposite party also have to check lot of parameters like patta, chitta, like a variety of parameters across. So in that case, remedial measure becomes very important. The remedial measure becomes very important because people have a lot of mental confusion. They have to get permission from people. They have to negotiate a deal. But the remedial measure for the property and property matters has to be done for more than 6 months to 1 year. It cannot be done in the short term of 30 days, 48 days. It normally does not happen. There is a lot of confusion which gets cleared. There is a lot of churning which gets cleared, and that is one of the main reasons why people have a problem in the property issues across. So therefore, when somebody comes for a property issue, I tell them it will take 12 months, I'll tell them it will take 6 months across. For the property matters relating with the rental income is the most easiest thing. You want to rent out the place, we have a particular puja, you do the puja across, we call it as the Ashtadik Balaka Puja, we call it as the 8 Dik Balaka Puja. We do it along with the Vastu Puja and the Homam, and we will be able to clear the energy of the place, and you will be able to have the rental income very fast. For example, there was a lady who was having a rental income. There was no rental income which was coming across, so she found it very, very difficult across. We did the puja and we did the rental part of it, and she immediately got a rental person across. So having the rent and the rental portion of it is very, very easy across, and this is one of the main and the easiest reason for doing the remedial measure. The second point is, for example, a building is constructed, halfway due to the construction it has stopped. It is kind of a lot of problem is there in the building. Now that buildings can be revived and the process can be started to complete the building fully across. I went to a foreign country, the client had invited me, and there was an 8-story building across, and that 8-story building, there was a lot of problem in the building. The architecture was creating a problem, then there was about to be a crash, the bottom was caving in, there was a lot of problem across. So we did the puja, we did the prayer across, and we started clearing the energy, and the property matters started moving. They got the right engineer and they got constructed it. Another contractor came to me and he said, I have been trying to build this building. This has been a very long time process. This has been very difficult across. So we did the puja for that building, and the building again started clicking across even though he didn't have money. So the other important aspect of it is, now you have an office. The office is not doing well. You do the re-inauguration of the office, you do the re-inauguration puja of the office. It will help to clear the energy matters across. So this is a very, very useful exercise in clearing the energy of the place. For example, there was a guy who came to me and he told me the vastu of the place had problem and he was unable to demolish, or he was unable to reconstruct it across, and will you help me to do it across? I told yes. I fixed the place, I fixed this thing across, and we did the reading, and we had cleared the place across as a person by doing the ritual. So rituals are a very, very important thing in the Vastu rectification, especially the Ashtadik Balaka Puja is a very, very important part of the rectification process across. So you have to understand that there are variety of complication in the Vastu matters. The other one, somebody asked me whether the parents will write down the will in our name. I asked her to light the lamp. The relationship was smoothened out and she was able to get the property into her name across. So the problem with the property is the selling of the property, especially the group property, has a lot of complication for which the Karya Siddhi is very, very difficult, for which one has to do the remedial measure across. It's not easy for people to align the will of many people, align the will of many issues across and try to sell the property. So that way you have to understand this is a tricky ball game, and from Mars the 10th Lord has to be done across. For example, if the Mars is in Makara, the 10th Lord is Venus, for which it has to be done. So the Karya Siddhi of this particular, especially the property matter, has to be dealt from the 4th Lord to from the Mars, the 10th Lord has to be taken into account. So overall, you need to understand that there are a variety of property matters for which a variety of remedial measure can be done. and it can produce a very, very good impact into your life across. So therefore, the stopped property, halfway through property, unable to construct, even there can be buyers who can be wanting to come and buy the property. You can do the remedial measure from the Mars, the 10th house, and that can also clear the energy across as a person. So therefore, this is very, very important as far as the property matters and why people find it very difficult to sell the property across. Thank you.